What's up, guys? Here's a video how I messed up my 20s, okay? So I am obviously no longer in my 20s right now. I am 31 at the time of making this video, and I think I have some solid advice for guys, even girls out there who, are in their 20s right now or maybe about to hit their 20s and they want to make sure they don't make the same mistakes I did. So first of all, congratulations. If you're the type of person who believes in learning from someone who's been there, done that, older than you, that's a very smart move, man. I think that's something that's very, very, very key in life. Yeah, of course, you got to learn when to like ignore people and ignore, maybe the older people and go after your gut feeling. However, it's very important to listen to people who have been there, done that, and who are older than you, okay? Because otherwise, you'll make the same mistakes they have and go through a lot of heartbreak, whatever. So, anyways, guys, I think just starting off in my early 20s, man, I think I'm gonna go through quite a few things, but master your like sexual urges and master your social skills. Get better in a big way. And if you watch my videos, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Is semen retention, and it is not busting a nut. Okay, stop touching yourself, guys. If you got a girlfriend, whatever, whatever, go for it. But if you're a guy who's like trying to meet women and stuff, but yet you wake up every morning, you're touching yourself and blowing your fucking load, but yeah, you can't go talk to girls, whatever. Stop doing that, man. Hop on retention. Yes, it's a little hard. Yeah, it sounds a little weird at first, but I'm telling you guys, I wish I started retention back when I was in high school, man. I didn't discover this shit until back I was like a couple of years ago, later 20s, and it's changed my life a lot. You will be a way more confident version of yourself. You will be someone who, just is able to talk to women more easily, attract women more naturally, less social anxiety, more confident. All these good benefits. Okay, I have other videos that dedicate to this specifically, so watch them after. But there's that. And also, guys, realize that you can't be dependent on alcohol and stuff to socialize. I've seen guys, man, especially when I was in college, this one roommate I had my freshman year, he relied on alcohol super heavy. He looks like a type of dude, super tatted up. He looks like a confident guy, whatever. And something about him, I was like, huh, there's something weird off. And one day his friend was like, yo, bud, hey, man, like, the only reason why so and so ever talks because he's fucked up. He's a heavy alcoholic, and he only talks whenever he's drinking. Otherwise, he's super fucking awkward and whatever. So you can't. That's a slippery slope, guys. That's a route that you do not want to fucking go down because it's gonna be very hard to get off to wean yourself from dependency of alcohol. So there's that. I didn't quite mess up my life with that, but I think I should have stopped drinking as much early on. I haven't drank in over a month. Feel fucking great, but don't rely on alcohol, guys. So if you're the type of guy who needs to go drink a little bit before you talk to women or go to bars, whatever, start weaning yourself out. Okay, start cutting down it, and you'll realize the less you drink, the more confident you get. And the people who are around you who need to be partying all the time and drinking and shit probably aren't, but or not probably, but they aren't the best people for you long term, man. They're gonna suck you down. The crabs in a bucket who are gonna pull you down, who do not want to see you succeed, even if they say they will be the type to fuck you over. Um, Drinking and partying stuff, man, it's you could do this shit sober. You could have a way funner time sober. And if you're the type of person who thinks I'm bullshit, you're fucked, man. Because you gotta realize you can have all these great fucking feelings in life naturally by chasing that dopamine high by doing yourself. Okay, what feels better than talking to a girl while you're drunk is doing it while you're sober. You'll get a way higher dopamine spike, a higher sense of accomplishment doing that. Okay, so wean yourself off that, guys. Try a bunch of shit too when it comes to like work and stuff you like, hobbies. Go after many hobbies and stuff and work opportunities. Be open to stuff. Don't always take the safe route. I think a lot of people take the safe route and they live a very boring life because of that. Yeah, I believe also, man, if you find something, you maybe have to like keep doing it repetitively to get better. The days can be very similar every day. But man, I think when you're young in your 20s and stuff, guys, like try a bunch of stuff. Um, so you can't know what you love until you try a million things. So I know Gary Vee's very big on that, and yeah, just don't get stuck into doing the same shit all the time. Branch out, try different shit, say yes to things you may have never said yes to before. Of course, legal, and don't be stupid about that advice. Um, Also, don't let women be your whole fucking priority. I think I was big on this because, of course, guys, we discovered back in middle school, whatever, or whatever age, the how we like women all of a sudden. And bro, it's like before we're younger, we're kids, we want to be race car drivers, astronauts, we want to be, a fucking secret agent, whatever. All these cool things that require a lot of work and energy and patience, all this good stuff. And then we discover fucking box, and then we throw that shit out the fucking window because we're like, man, here's this fucking dopamine high I could chase, because I see a girl in a fucking bikini, and we let this shit become our lives. We're chasing fucking women. We're chasing that high of, whatever. Yes, I believe it's very big on learning how to cold approach women and learn how to date um, confidently. However, do not let this thing be your number one. Don't let it be your number two. Let it be your three or four or below. Like, have many things above it you rather do. Like, for example, instead of going and chasing women, you rather go surf, or you rather do kickboxing, or you rather, whatever hobby, man. You have to have stuff that you like more than women, and you will attract more women because of that, man. I used to go skydiving. When I turned 18, I went skydiving for the first time. Ended up getting my license, and I have like 3,000 skydives. Haven't jumped in a couple years, but man, I was so fucking obsessed with that shit in my 20s, dude. At one point, I was fucking fat and whatever, bro. And I still was attracting hot as fucking girls because I was good at it and I was obsessed with it. And women like guys who are fucking obsessed with, something that's not women. So I'd rather go fucking skydive and shit than hang out with chicks. And women pick up on that and they start throwing themselves at you. It's kind of like the guy with the Harley. Girls love guys with motorcycles, right? But yet the moment she gets him to sell his fucking bike, all of a sudden he's a simp, and all the attraction's kind of much lost. So remember that, guys. Um, Also stay in shape, okay? So that I was fat for a little bit in my 20s because I wasn't taking care of myself. I was drinking a lot, and guys, stay in fucking shape, man. That's the biggest way of like, you know, staying confident is being in a shape that you're proud of. You don't have to be having, six pack abs and super fucking ripped. I've never been like that. But I've been, very comfortable. Like, you gotta find which weight you're comfortable with, okay? For me, I'm pretty comfortable. I think like 180, 185, below 175, 170. I feel like the best. I feel like women like me the most. I feel like I like myself the most. So find whichever weight, body fat percentage works for you, and you will, stick to that. Find yourself a hobby that revolves being in fit or being in shape. I like kickboxing. Kickboxing is so much fun. Back when I used to lift weights, I used to be obsessed with that, and eventually it got boring. Eventually, I started hating lifting weights, man, because I was just so like routinely based about it. Um, and I got really big into CrossFit, and I like that. And eventually, I started kind of getting bored with that. Lately, I've been liking kickboxing, and that's been keeping me in shape. So find a hobby that you meet people and you get to stay in shape. That's the best, like group fitness classes or stuff like that, where you get to meet people. Just go into like a normal global gym, like fucking EOS or Planet Fitness or fucking Lifetime, whatever, where everyone's got their headphones on, no one's really talking to each other. It's like you don't meet people that way that easily, and find a hobby that keeps you in shape where you're meeting people too, like CrossFit or kickboxing. I made so many friends doing that shit. Um, Learn how to cold approach too, guys. Something I wish I've done in my 20s is master that fear of cold approaching women, okay, or even men. Like, for example, you see a guy that looks like a type of, he's a business guy or something. You want to talk to him. You want to, see what he's up to, whatever, because you might have some business idea. You got to learn to fucking be able to be okay with approaching people and getting rejected, okay? Or approaching people and, not getting the outcome you really set out to get, but you did anyway. So same thing with women. Like, get over that fear of like rejection. Oh, what's she gonna do? She's gonna bite my fucking head off if I go up and talk to her. What if I say she's pretty and I like her? What is she gonna say or tell? Like, dude, she's gonna call the cops? No, I'm telling you, man, this is like that. Especially how to learn to get it into flow state, which is the state of like feeling just like you're in touch yourself, the universe, whatever. You do your best work. Cold approaching, guys, doing something that scares you, that makes you nervous. Cold approaching is like one of the best things I've done. I've done a couple hundred approaches at this point, and get over this fear now rather than later, guys. So something that's not that scary. Either you could go to bars to do this shit, or you can go to fucking to the mall during the day, or just any place that has like pretty girls, whatever girls you want to walk around. Learn how to cold approach. I made a video specifically on how to get into this. So search my channel for that. But guys, it's something you do that first approach. You're like, oh, that wasn't bad. I'm good, and you actually start to think it's pretty fun. So learn how to cold approach women. Do not let that fear go too far too long. Otherwise, it might get harder and harder for you. but I'm telling you, it's a piece of cake. You got this. I'm trying to think what else right now, guys. Ah, man. Yeah, I think I cover everything right now. I'll make a second part video eventually about this, but please take my advice seriously. I'm someone older than you, and yeah, you gotta watch a couple videos like this to see what other people have talked about. It's just what I got to say for right now. Okay, so shoot me a text 786-897-4754. Peace.